Let me ask you something slightly uncomfortable. If someone offered you a $90,000 salary 10 years ago, would you have imagined that it could still feel tight? For many people in the United States and parts of Western Europe, $90,000 sounds like stability. It sounds like you've made it. It's well above median income in most regions. It's respectable. It's professional. It's adult. And yet, a surprising number of people earning around that level quietly feel stressed at the end of every month. Not broke, not irresponsible, not reckless, just squeezed. Let's walk through why. Imagine Daniel. He's 32, lives in a mid-sized U.S. city. He works in tech operations. His salary is $90,000 a year. Or imagine Sophie in the UK. She works in marketing, earns the equivalent of around 75,000 to 85,000 euros, depending on exchange rates. Good job, solid education, career progressing. On paper, they're doing well. But here's what the math looks like. In the US, a $90,000 salary after federal taxes, state taxes, and payroll taxes might leave you with around $65,000 to $70,000 net, depending on location and deductions. Let's say Daniel takes home about $5,500 per month. In Western Europe, income taxes are often higher, but healthcare and certain social costs are covered. Sophie might take home closer to 4,200 to 4,800 euros per month, depending on country. Now let's look at expenses. Daniel rents a one-bedroom apartment in a decent area, not luxury, just safe and convenient. That's $2,000 a month. Utilities and internet, $250. Car payment, $550. Car insurance, $180. Gas and maintenance, $250. Student loan payment, $400. Health insurance premium and out-of-pocket medical costs, $400. Groceries, $600. Eating out, social life, subscriptions, small online purchases, $600 to $800. We're already around $5,200 to $5,500. And that's before travel, gifts, emergencies, or investing anything meaningful. Suddenly, the margin is thin. Now let's move to Sophie. Rent in a major European city, 1,600 euros. Utilities and council tax, 300 euros. Car payment or transport costs, 400 euros. Insurance and other fixed costs, 300 euros. Groceries, 500 euros. Student loan or education repayment, 250 euros. Social life, holidays, dining out, subscriptions, 600 to 800 euros. Again, we're very close to her monthly take-home. So what's happening? This isn't reckless spending. This isn't designer handbags and luxury watches. This is what many would call a normal middle-class life. The hidden issue isn't income, it's structure. When your income rises, your fixed expenses tend to rise permanently. You move from a shared apartment to living alone, from public transport to financing a newer car, from cooking most meals to eating out twice a week, from a basic phone to upgrading every 2 years. None of these decisions feel extreme in isolation, but they lock in monthly commitments. Here's the quiet trap. Most financial pressure at $90,000 doesn't come from one big mistake. It comes from multiple reasonable upgrades. Let's look at just the car. Daniel's $550 monthly payment over 5 years is $33,000. Add insurance and fuel, and he's easily spending $12,000 to $14,000 per year to own and operate that vehicle. Over 10 years, that's over $120,000 cycling through cars. Not luxury cars, just normal ones. Now imagine that $550 per month invested instead at a modest 7% annual return. Over 20 years, that grows to roughly $280,000 to $300,000. The cost of the car isn't $33,000. It's the opportunity cost of what that money could have become. And this applies everywhere. The slightly nicer apartment, the upgraded phone, the habit of financing instead of saving first, the I deserve this weekend trips. Again, none of these are immoral, none of them are stupid, they just compound quietly. So why do intelligent people make these decisions? Because income changes identity. At $50,000, you think carefully about upgrades. At $90,000, you start thinking in monthly payments, and that psychological shift is powerful. When something costs $40,000, that sounds large. When it costs only $620 a month, it feels manageable. Monthly framing reduces perceived pain. Banks understand this, car dealerships understand this, credit card companies definitely understand this. You stop evaluating total cost, you start evaluating comfort per month. And because you can technically afford the monthly payment, it doesn't feel irresponsible. But the system is designed around keeping your monthly cash flow occupied. If most of your income is committed before it even hits your account, you'll feel pressure no matter how high the number is. There's another psychological layer: social calibration. At $90,000, your peer group changes. Your colleagues live alone. They lease newer cars. They travel. They dine out. They renovate. You're not trying to show off. You're just trying to live at the level that feels normal in your environment. And normal at higher incomes is expensive. This is why earning more doesn't automatically create financial peace. If your expenses rise proportionally with income, your stress level remains constant. Sometimes it increases, because now you have more to maintain: bigger rent, higher expectations, less room for error. Let's project this forward. Daniel continues earning between $90,000 and $120,000 over the next decade. His lifestyle scales slowly upward. He saves maybe 5 to 8% inconsistently. After 15 years, he has some retirement savings, but nothing transformative. He still has a car payment. He upgrades apartments. Vacations go on credit occasionally. He's not failing, but he's not building freedom either. Now compare that to someone earning the same salary who quietly caps lifestyle inflation. They keep housing at 25 to 30% of net income. They drive a paid-off car longer. They upgrade slowly, not automatically. They think in total cost, not monthly cost. That person might consistently invest $1,500 to $2,000 per month. At 7% annually, that's roughly $25,000 per year invested. Over 20 years, that becomes roughly $1 million. Same salary, different structure. The difference isn't hustle. It isn't intelligence. It isn't deprivation. It's perspective. Financially intelligent people don't ask, "Can I afford the monthly payment?" They ask, "What is this costing my future flexibility?" Flexibility is the real luxury. The ability to leave a job, take a sabbatical, start something new, handle a recession calmly. Most middle and upper middle earners sacrifice flexibility for comfort upgrades they adapt to within months. There's a concept in psychology called hedonic adaptation. You get used to improvements quickly. The nicer apartment feels exciting for a few weeks. The new car feels smooth for a few months. Then it becomes normal. But the payment remains. This is why $90,000 can feel tight, because lifestyle upgrades deliver temporary emotional returns, but create permanent financial obligations. And when enough obligations stack up, even a strong salary feels small. None of this means you should live extremely. The goal isn't minimalism for its own sake, it's awareness. When you understand that every recurring expense competes with your future autonomy, you start choosing differently. You don't feel guilty for spending, you just see the trade-offs clearly. The real shift is moving from consumption-based success to option-based success. Consumption says, "I earn well, so my life should visibly reflect that." Option-based thinking says, "I earn well, so my future should become more flexible." Both feel rational. Only one compounds. If you're earning around this level and still feeling financial pressure, it doesn't mean you failed. It likely means your income grew faster than your financial structure evolved, and structure always wins in the long run. The uncomfortable truth is this: a high salary can mask fragile finances, and a moderate salary with disciplined structure can build quiet strength. The difference isn't dramatic. It's small monthly decisions repeated for years. So if $90,000 doesn't feel enough, the solution probably isn't just earning $120,000. It's asking whether your fixed commitments are silently absorbing every raise before you ever feel it. Because once income increases without structure, pressure simply scales. But once structure improves, even the same income can start to feel spacious, not because you're richer overnight, but because your money is no longer fully spoken for. If this perspective helped you think differently about income and lifestyle, you can subscribe for more calm, rational conversations about money and long-term wealth.